We're following breaking news out of Pennsylvania, where former President Donald Trump was shot at a campaign rally. The Republican candidate was hit in his ear and was released from the hospital last night. It's live this afternoon. I'm Siobhan Riley. The time right now is 12:02. Major software outages affecting computers across the world, causing significant headaches at airports. American, Delta, and United and several other airlines had issues earlier this morning. Live here on Spectrum News 1. The time right now is 12:01. Breaking news today, state authorities decided to remove all children from a wilderness therapy camp in the western part of our state. New this morning, for the first time, we are seeing all angles of what happened November 13th when police arrested a couple accused of smoking marijuana at a Charlotte bus stop. Very little information is being given at this time, but we have been following the tweets on their website, and just take a look. This is one of the tweets from the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, and it says numerous law enforcement officers were struck by gunfire in an active situation. Welcome back to Spectrum News 1 and happy Sunday to you. This is such a beautiful day, great day to get outside. The meteorologist is always our best friend with temperatures like this. We're live here on Spectrum News 1 at 4:30. Breaking news from UNC Chapel Hill's campus. Classes are canceled for the rest of the day as protests resume on campus. This is an escalation from earlier today. The situation began this morning. Police began clearing protesters around 6 a.m. today. I love track. I always had dreams of going to the Olympics.
Really?
Didn't make it, but I could watch it on TV.
But
right?
You're here now.
We are at Addison McDowell's headquarters, and this is where he is set to give his speech. And I want to show you this from about an hour ago. There weren't a lot of people in here, but you can see that people are starting to trickle in. There is a lot of excitement out here. Family members say Jariah Reed was walking out of this discount store while talking to the suspect on her cell phone. They say when she got to her car, that's when the suspect, who's also one of the children's father, started firing shots. A nice weekend ahead. You know I love that patio weather.
Yes.
Can I join you too?
Come on.
Yeah, let's make it a party,
You
right?
can bring the food.
Yeah, you bring
I
all
can
the
do
food
that.
and everything, and
Absolutely.
we'll just show up. Joining us live to on Spectrum News 1, that was the scene at former President Donald Trump's rally yesterday as shots were fired. Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday on Spectrum News 1. Overnight, the FBI identified the shooter as a 20-year-old from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, named Thomas Matthew Crooks. And here's what we know about the situation so far. Authorities say Thomas Matthew Crooks attacked from a roof outside the rally security perimeter. The shooter and one attendee are dead following the rally. The former president is one of 3 people hurt in total. The Secret Service says it killed the shooter. Investigators recovered an AR-style weapon from the scene. The FBI is leading this investigation.
At this time, we have no reason to believe that there is any other existing threat out there.
And investigators with the FBI say it was surprising that the shooter was able to fire off so many rounds so quickly. Former President Donald Trump posting on Truth Social after the shooting. He said in part, quote, "I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country." About the shooting itself, the former president went on to say, quote, "I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin." And we know right now that President Joe Biden has been in contact with Donald Trump following the assassination attempt. They spoke late Saturday night after Donald Trump was released from a Pittsburgh area hospital. President Biden spoke after the shooting, saying that violence has no place in the United States.
But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem.
And we are also hearing from some of those who were at the rally and witnessed the assassination attempt firsthand. Many of the attendees say that they thought the shots were fireworks at first.
I heard the shots.
That is so scary. This is a live look right now this morning from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Republican National Convention will proceed as planned this week. That in the wake of the assassination attempt against the former president and presumptive GOP nominee. But with that shooting in Pennsylvania, security is ramping up around the stadium that will hold the convention. Spectrum News 1 reporter Wendy Strong is in Milwaukee with reactions.
Shots were fired on Saturday.
Thank you for that, Wendy. And we know right now that several speakers from North Carolina have been confirmed to speak at the Republican National Convention. That includes Lieutenant Governor and Republican candidate for governor Mark Robinson, Representative Richard Hudson, and Reverend Franklin Graham. Starting tomorrow, be sure to tune in for live coverage of RNC from our Spectrum News team of political experts from across the country. That's each evening through Thursday, starting at 8 o'clock p.m. and then again at 10 o'clock p.m. And even if you are not a Spectrum customer, be sure to make sure that you download the app. Our RNC coverage is still available to you live through the Spectrum News app. It is available wherever you have your favorite devices. The time right now is 7:09. Coming up next on Spectrum News 1, statements of support pouring out from North Carolina's political leaders, what those in Washington and in Republican leadership are saying as we move forward from yesterday's assassination attempt, and a look at security around campaign stops. We're going to speak with a North Carolina expert about what goes into planning these rallies and what he thinks will happen as the result of the shooting. Be sure to stay with us here on Spectrum News 1. Laverne Lucier places flowers every other week at the memorial site where her son was gunned down 1 month after his 18th birthday in his Durham neighborhood.
All of a sudden, my daughter called me and she was like, "Mom, I hear gunshots and they sound close." And I always told her, if you hear anything in the neighborhood, just call 911. And then she called me back and she was telling me that it was Sincere.
August 10th marks 3 years since Lucier received that phone call about her son, Sincere Burrell, a 2020 graduate of Bull City Youth Build in Durham. His murder that shook up the community still hasn't been solved. What do you want the world to know about your son?
Sincere, he was a beautiful person. He was sweet, respectful.
Gun violence is taking the lives of a startling number of children and teenagers across North Carolina and nationwide. Firearms are the leading cause of death among children and teens in our state.
Let's be sensible, because you'll feel different once this knocks on your front door and you've lost a child.
We spoke with Lucier the same day family and friends attended the funeral of Chloe Fennell, a 5-year-old who lost her life to gun violence this month.
But for every mom that has lost their baby, you know, that's your baby.
Experts blame the crime trend on the pandemic and the number of countless guns left in unlocked vehicles.
Just keep them in a safe place, because so many guns that are being used have been stolen.
According to NorthCarolinaSafe.org, in 2020, 211 firearms were stolen from vehicles in Raleigh. In Durham, 62% of the 185 gun thefts from cars in 2022 stem from unlocked vehicles.
It's always painful to come out here because I feel like he shouldn't be here.
Every time Lucier visits her son's cemetery about 5 minutes down the road from his memorial, it's a reminder of why she keeps advocating for an end to gun violence that's taking the lives of countless children.
You're going to always be a reminder in my walk of life, and I'll continue to do things in your honor till the day I leave this world.
What a powerful way to keep the message out about her son. A 2021 behavioral risk factor surveillance system survey revealed more than half of the firearms stored loaded at homes in North Carolina were unlocked. On August 10th, the mother you just heard from is hosting a back-to-school giveaway drive in her son's memory. It's at 6 p.m. at Duke Park in Durham.
Come on over here, all right?
A trip to the doctor changed 71-year-old John Lloyd's life in 2009.
Yeah, put your legs up.
When he found out he had stage 3
I'm just going to take a quick listen to you.
colon cancer at the age of 57.
I got as close to the edge of the cliff without falling over as a person can get.
Colon cancer is a very deadly cancer.
The doctor who delivered the news,
He had a less than 50-50 prognosis of surviving.
John's brother, Stephen Lloyd, who lives in South Carolina.
I've come up behind you to be the poster child for how not to do it.
Right under our noses. Yep.
Right? So there is no magic about who it will catch.
With no family history, John walked into his brother's clinic for his first colonoscopy after experiencing rectal bleeding 15 years ago. At the time, he didn't think screenings were necessary until his brother found a large lump on John's colonoscopy.
Relax that by your side.
Since receiving treatment, the cancer has gone into remission.
John now gets routine screenings because he knows how far he's come.
Had I waited another 6 months or a year from my first screening where they found my cancer, would I still be here today?
No, this procedure saved your life.
John, who is now retired, spends his time researching and raising awareness by working with government agencies to spread the message about the importance of routine screenings.
I'm here to try and help other people not get close to the edge of the cliff. If you get a colonoscopy when you're supposed to, more than likely you'll have a life free of all of the treatment for cancer.